Hello, my name is Emma and this is the first impromptu speech. So it's hard for me to pick which of the first 10 amendments is the most important. The first is vital. It allows us to communicate freely, to express ourselves, and to call the government specifically into question when we see something we disagree with. Of the rest, one I believe to be highly important and threatened today is the Sixth Amendment. It gives you the right to a fast, fair, and public trial by an impartial jury, the right to legal counsel even if you can't afford it, and the right to call your own and confront witnesses. It gives you a certain level of control over your own judicial process and ensures that you're able to say your part and defend yourself in some capacity. If we didn't have these things, you would just accuse someone of a crime and then they would be punished for that crime. A good pre-Sixth Amendment example that demonstrates its importance is the Salem witch trials. People were accused of witchcraft, given a trial without legal counsel by a jury of hysterical townspeople using spectral evidence that resulted in executions. We know that that wasn't fair and that those people were denied rights that led to unwarranted capital punishment, but this just shows that the Sixth Amendment is really important. It guarantees us those rights to know what we've been charged with, call our witnesses to our defense, and have an impartial group of people look at all sides of the story before they make a determination about your fate. So the Sixth Amendment also applies only to criminal proceedings, not civil, so only applicable if the government is prosecuting an individual for criminal wrongdoing. Civil cases are between private parties, individuals, and organizations, trying to resolve disputes typically through monetary compensation. And the Sixth Amendment is so important to me and American people today because it is being violated through a series of administrative loopholes by the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Deportation often comes up as a civil case because it is dispute being resolved between an organization and an individual. But the Seventh Amendment of a civil jury trial does not apply because ICE isn't seeking financial restitution in any amount. Technically, ICE falls under administrative law, so none of the common constitutional safeguards apply, but even so, the loopholes are still present. It would be different if the deported individuals were all here illegally being deported in a timely and above-board manner, but these individuals are not constitutionally protected from civil disputes or from administrative processes. So these individual Sixth Amendment rights are being violated as they're being detained for undisclosed amounts of time in undisclosed locations, not knowing what or if charges exist against them, not having legal counsel, then being deported to places they may have never been before or that are unsafe. These disciplinary administrative hearings are taking the place of fair trials that determine criminal or civil wrongdoing. Some of them are here having been granted asylum that's now revoked, some on visas that the process of renewing takes a really long time and leaves them vulnerable from. Some of them are just hardworking members of society, and some of them aren't. This process defies the Constitution and lets down innocent people. America was promised as a land of freedom and opportunity, and part of that is the Sixth Amendment allowing everyone the right to a fair trial. The Bill of Rights are all important. That's why they're the Bill of Rights, and they are afforded to us as people in America. The only constitutional right that does not apply to non-citizens in the country is the right to vote, so it's the government's responsibility to uphold the rest of them. Thank you.